Hello, Kamen Rider fans. It is yours truly, and today we will be checking out the Hazzard trigger. Yeah. So, of course, this is a Hazzard trigger. It's obviously looks like a Hazzard trigger. It's the key item to build transformations. So, yeah. Yeah, so this is starting to get awkward. Let's just look at the packaging. Yeah. So, at the box we have a picture of Hazzard form build with the Hazzard trigger in the front. It says DX Hazzard trigger, I think Bandai Kamen Rider build right there, and a little bit of a gear, which I don't know what it says. Here's this side where it shows the package, a product shot of build and the Hazzard trigger. Some obligatory product shots. I took that's from MGO, literally from MGO. Here's WolfSmapho Hazzard form and Rabbit Tank Hazzard form, the Hazzard trigger meter, Hazzard trigger button, that thing, more stuff, back, what you can do with it. You can build driver this, Gambarizing, Butabasor, and yeah, so that's basically it for the packaging. I'm literally taking things from MGO. I need to stop. Okay. So, let's just look at the Hazzard trigger itself, honestly. So, as you can see, it's red, which, I don't know, it just seems a little weird to me. I mean, I thought it would be, or you'd think it would be a different color because the suit is black. The suit is completely black, and, yeah, I don't know why it's red. I mean, it looks good. I love it. I love how they added that. I love the meter. I love the thing that covers the button. Yeah, it's just so much fun to do that. But of course this thing doesn't shake, obviously, because it's a trigger, not a full bottle. Silly me. Here's this side, the key item, or the key part that goes into the build driver in the back here, and QR code if you want. Yeah. So here, the speaker right here. I don't know what that button. That's the. This is the reset button. Where's the battery compartment? I think it's here. Yeah, this is the battery compartment right here, where you put the LR44s in case this thing runs out of battery. This button here is a reset button. So whenever you hit it, here, I'll just do something real quick. The next noise that's supposed to come out is this. But if you don't want that noise, then you can just hit this button, and it just stops the noise completely and completely resets it back to its original cycle. So yeah, I think I just figured that out today, so that's pretty cool. So I have been playing around with this thing a little bit. I kind of know what it does, what it is. I actually found out a few things from the build from this thing that not a lot of toy reviewers have, I don't think, have figured that out. Like the reset button, I didn't know that was a thing until I looked at the back and I'm like, oh hey, a reset button. And I'm like, oh cool. I'll start pushing that then. Thinking about it, maybe there's a reset button on this. Yeah, I think. No, that's not a reset button. Never mind, no reset button on the build driver. You know, you'd think there'd be a reset button on here, but this thing doesn't go through cycles, so makes sense. So yeah. So moving along, we got this thing, which keeps it in here, doesn't get loose or anything. This thing. Oh. Crap. This thing right here, which is what makes the gauge move and what basically activates all the sounds in the build driver. This thing does not recognize noises. That's been said by many toy reviewers and myself. This does not in any way read Fullbottles. So yeah. So that's basically, I think that's it for the toy in particular. Let's just check out what it does in here. Yeah. So obviously, in order to get the, let me turn this on actually and take these out. So basically, most of the noises that you're gonna hear are gonna come from this, but when saying rabbit and tank and stuff like that, it's gonna come from here. Everything that you hear is gonna come from here. Okay. So let's just get this started. To start the transformation, you have to first have the hazard trigger. Flip open the hatch and hit the button. Of course, there's a confirmation noise to tell you that it is working and completely fine. You have to make sure that this thing is like this, and this pin right here isn't up so that it won't trigger this button early. So, yeah. So then we put it in to this slot right here. It fits well, don't worry. Then we take our 2 chosen bottles, shake, twist. Now we have a different noise for the build driver. It's gonna make a different noise what it's making now. Crank. Now that jingle did come from here, and as you saw, if you could see it, the gauge right here was moving up and down, or side to side, or however you say it. It was moving up and down, which it was changing as I turned it. I'll show you again in a second. But that was the transformation noise with the jingle, and yeah, that was pretty cool actually. I thought, I rate this 10 out of 10, the noise, obviously, of course. I just noticed this thing right here. That's weird, I just noticed this. That's cool. I just noticed that. Okay. Now, there are 3 attacks that come with the hazard trigger. There's the hazard attack, overflow, and hazard finish. The first one, of course, is hazard attack. Now, the hazard attack starts off with you cranking it, cranking the build driver handle, and it would start to make a jingle, and it says ready go, and it's a hazard attack, and then noises like this. Now, that should have been easy to hear. I hope you guys could hear that. But it did say hazard attack, and then a kind of small little jingle attack. And yeah. So now time for the overflow. To start the overflow, you have to first hit this button. It will announce with saying Mock Hazard on, and then it will start to go with the jingle. Now you have to pull this, you have to turn this crank in order to get the rest of the noises. Now that noise goes with, technically that's a transformation noise for another item that we will be getting soon, and I will review it soon. But I'm not going to say anything just for spoiler reasons. I don't want to spoil what we're going to review. If you already know what it is, well then, lucky you. But for people that don't know, well, I don't want to ruin the fun. It's going to be a big surprise for when it comes to, so yeah. So that was the overflow. And just to go over it again, you hit the button. After hazard attack, you hit the button and you turn the crank. Technically, once you hit the button, it resets back to hazard on, which is basically how you transform. But yeah. Now it's time for the hazard finish, which is basically after the overflow. You can't have the hazard finish until you've done the overflow. So to get the hazard attack or hazard finish, you have to just turn the crank again, just like hazard attack. Now, as you heard, that was a pretty cool noise that it made. Pretty cool attack. It was a finisher, actually. It made a bunch of explosions and stuff like that, and I have nothing else to say, really. Like I said before, this thing does not read full bottles. I'll show it to you in a couple seconds. But, honestly, all in all, it looks good. I hate the fact that it tilts over whenever you put it on. See how it, like, it's tilting right now? I'm trying to keep it up with just one finger, but it tilts sideways. I don't know what's keeping it up, but it just tilts, and it's annoying. It adds extra weight to this side, and it's very annoying. So now it's time. I'm gonna show you what I mean when I say it does not read full bottles. This thing does not read full bottles. As you see, this thing doesn't make any noise when a full bottle goes in. It only reacts when you hit the pin. And also, whenever you start cranking, this thing will start moving. If you see right up there, if you can, look. See? It moves. As you can see, the noise doesn't change. If you change the full bottles, this thing will still make the same noise. It doesn't matter what full bottle you put in. Like I said, you'll still get the same noise. So, just for fun, you know? So there you have it. That's been all for today. That's been the Hazzard trigger and all of its glory. If you liked my videos, please leave a like, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell to see more of my videos, and leave a comment down below if you'd like. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.